38 years old, and Lionel Messi just rewrote history. In front of 70,000 screaming fans inside AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas, this man missed a penalty, dusted himself off, and then scored twice. When that final whistle blew, Messi had 18 career World Cup goals, the most any player, man or woman, has ever scored at this tournament. More than Klose, more than Marta, more than anyone who has ever set foot on a World Cup pitch. So let me ask you the question that every football fan is asking right now. Is Lionel Messi the greatest sports person who has ever lived? Welcome to SoccerVault, your home for World Cup 2026 breakdowns. I am talking about Argentina's 2-0 victory over Austria in Dallas on June 22nd that shook the footballing world to its core. Let's get into every angle of this historic night. To understand the full weight of what happened in Dallas, you need to set the scene properly. Argentina came into this Group J clash as the defending world champions, already carrying 3 points from their tournament opener. Tonight, against an Austria side that had also won their first match, the stakes were sky high. A win for either team would secure knockout qualification with a game still to spare. But the real weight of this evening had nothing to do with the group table. Messi walked onto that pitch needing just 2 goals to make absolute history. He had equaled Miroslav Klose's men's all-time World Cup scoring record of 16 goals heading into this match. 1 goal would put him ahead of the German legend. 2 goals would also surpass Marta's 17, making Messi the outright all-time record holder across both the men's and women's game. No asterisks, no footnotes, just the greatest scorer this tournament has ever produced. And there was something else hanging over this night. Messi turns 39 this Wednesday. This is almost certainly his final World Cup. Every touch, every pass, every run carries the weight of an entire era drawing toward its close. The crowd in Dallas knew it. The players knew it. The whole football world was watching. But this is football, and football does not care about your narrative. The match started with a moment that nearly stopped 70,000 Argentine hearts. Early on, Argentina earned a penalty. Messi stepped up. The stadium held its collective breath, and he blazed it, high over the crossbar. For a moment, you could feel the collective dread washing through the stands. The record would have to wait. Austria had survived. And for a brief, uncomfortable stretch of the opening half, it looked as if this might be one of those nights where the story refuses to write itself the way you need it to. But here is the thing about Messi, and it is the single thing that separates him from every other player who has ever pulled on a football boot. He does not let the big moment crush him. He turns around, takes a breath, and then he buries it instead. The 38th minute. Facundo Medina drives forward down the right flank with purpose. Thiago Almada, intelligent, subtle, criminally underrated, lets the ball run cleanly through his legs, opening a lane that simply did not exist a second before. And there is Messi, arriving perfectly in stride, sweeping the ball low and hard into the bottom corner. Goal number 17, past Klose, past the men's all-time record. The AT&T Stadium erupted in a noise that could probably be heard back in Buenos Aires. Argentina went to the break leading 1-0. But 1 goal was never going to be enough of a story on a night like this. The second half brought drama of a different kind. The 57th minute, Christian Romero, one of Argentina's defensive pillars, went down clutching his knee and had to be helped off the pitch, replaced by Nicolas Otamendi. For a few anxious minutes, the question hovering over the match shifted from "Will Messi break the record?" to "How badly is Romero hurt?" The Argentine camp went very quiet very quickly. But the answer, thankfully, was not as bad as feared. Romero himself said afterwards, "I felt a new pain, but I know that in 3 or 4 days I will be as good as new." Because deep into stoppage time, Julian Alvarez ran at the Austrian backline one more time, drawing Patrick Schleger into a desperate fingertips save. The rebound broke loose. Messi was there. First attempt blocked. He adjusted, no hesitation, no panic, low drive from 6 yards, right into the corner. Goal number 18, the outright all-time record, men's and women's football combined. In the entire history of this tournament, no player, not Ronaldo, not Muller, not Marta, has ever scored 18 World Cup goals. Until tonight. Until this 38-year-old man on the eve of his 39th birthday, playing what may be his last act on the greatest stage the sport produces. Let us step back from the scoreboard for a moment and look at what we actually witnessed here. Messi arrived at his first World Cup in 2006 as an 18-year-old kid in Germany. He is now 38, turning 39 in 2 days, and this is his 6th World Cup. He has scored in all 6. His 12 goals since turning 35 alone are more than most elite international players score in their entire careers. Every single one of Argentina's 5 goals in this tournament so far has come from one man. 5 scored, 5 from Messi. Think about that. And the goals he scored tonight? They were not about pace or power or dribbling brilliance. They were about something rarer. The first goal, arriving in stride off Almada's flick, demanded the intelligence to read the play before it developed and the nerve to arrive at exactly the right moment after just missing a penalty. The second, following up Alvarez's effort, was pure goal-scorer's instinct, the knowledge of where to stand, the composure to adjust when the first shot was blocked. That is not athleticism. That is football intelligence operating at a level no one else has ever demonstrated on this stage for this long. I already know what some corners of the internet will say. Austria are not a world-beating side, and this is a 48-team World Cup with expanded group stages, so the records mean less. Wave that away immediately. Klose's record of 16 stood for 12 years and across 5 tournaments. Marta's record of 17 spanned decades. Messi broke both of them tonight, in what is realistically his final World Cup, with a penalty miss happening first, a defensive teammate limping off in the second half, and the weight of history pressing down on every touch. The record is legitimate. The record is extraordinary. Anyone saying otherwise is just looking for a way to deny the obvious. Here is my honest hot take, and I know this is going to split the comments section right down the middle. I genuinely believe Messi at 38 is more dangerous than he was at 28. Not faster, not more explosive, but more dangerous. At 28, Messi was electric, direct, almost impossible to contain with pace alone. But now? He reads space before it opens. He arrives at moments of chaos with calm precision because his brain is running 10 seconds ahead of everyone else on the pitch. That first goal tonight was a masterclass in intelligent movement. The subtlety of Almada's assist only worked because Messi was already in exactly the right position. The second goal was execution under pure pressure. Scaloni has confirmed Messi is fit. Argentina have already qualified for the knockouts. They are managing him, protecting him, saving the full force of what this man can do for when it truly matters. And every team still alive in this World Cup watched what happened in Dallas tonight and felt something. I do not think fear is too strong a word. So where does Argentina stand heading into the final matchday of Group J? 6 points. Top of the group. Knockout stage guaranteed. They face Jordan in their final group match on June 27th, AS. An opportunity to rest legs, manage Romero's recovery, and arrive at the round of 32 fresh. The other half of this group's story will see Austria and Algeria go head-to-head for that second qualification spot, both sitting on 3 points apiece, with everything still to play for. That will be a fascinating match in its own right. But Argentina's real tournament starts in the round of 32. Messi is healthy. Messi is confident. Messi now holds every individual scoring record this tournament has to offer. Scaloni has built a squad deep enough to absorb injuries and still push forward. The defending champions are not just surviving, they are building towards something that feels genuinely unstoppable. 18 World Cup goals, the greatest scorer in the entire history of this tournament. And he is doing it on the eve of his 39th birthday. in what may well be his last dance, carrying the defending champions deeper into what could be a legendary farewell campaign. SoccerVault is covering every massive moment of the 2026 World Cup from Dallas to the final. So smash that like button, hit subscribe if you have not already, and drop your take in the comments right now. Can Messi and Argentina go all the way and make it back-to-back World Cup titles? Is this the greatest individual World Cup performance in history? Let us know, and I will see you at the next breakdown. Let's go.